You thought awakening would be peaceful, that you'd meditate, feel lighter, and suddenly the universe would open itself to you. But what if I told you it begins with losing everything you thought you were? Most people don't realize that the first step in spiritual awakening isn't bliss, it's death. The slow crumbling of who you believed yourself to be. Your job, your identity, your routines, they start to feel hollow. The life you were living feels like someone else's. Not wrong, just irrelevant. Your emotions swing. Confusion becomes your shadow. You try to hold on to what you know, but something inside whispers, let go. This is the unraveling. The quiet collapse of ego's illusion. No fireworks, just silence, uncertainty, and a faint inner pull. It's terrifying, but it's real, and it's sacred. Welcome to the first hidden stage of awakening. Ego dissolution. No one tells you how much it hurts to be free. As the ego begins to crack, something unexpected takes over. Not clarity, confusion. Not light, disorientation. You enter a fog where nothing feels real. You question your beliefs, your past, your purpose. You realize most of what you called you was programming, stories given to you by others, not born from within. This is when sensitivity spikes. Crowds drain you. Conversations feel fake. Even music you once loved sounds hollow. You start craving solitude, silence, trees, wind. But the noise inside your head only grows louder. It's not peace yet. It's a purge. Your soul is clearing emotional debris you didn't even know you had. You try to rebuild yourself, but nothing sticks. You feel lost, like standing naked in a place where no one speaks your language. This isn't depression. It's dismantling. It's sacred chaos. Every piece that falls away was never really yours. This is the second hidden stage, identity deconstruction. When the masks fall, what's left is not the end, it's the beginning. Then comes the emotional flood. You feel everything and nothing. One moment you're crying without knowing why, the next you're numb. The pain isn't always yours. Sometimes it's ancestral, generational. You're purging not just your wounds, but collective trauma passed down like invisible chains. Your dreams get strange, symbols appear, people long gone speak to you. Synchronicities multiply, numbers, songs, déjà vu. It's as if the universe is whispering secrets through chaos. Your logical mind can't keep up. You feel crazy, but deeper inside, something knows this madness is meaningful. You begin to sense energy, not metaphorically, but physically. Vibrations, tingles, pressure points. People either drain you or elevate you. Your body reacts to truth and lies. Intuition sharpens. You feel cracked open, raw, but real. This is the third stage, energetic purge and psychic expansion. It's when the veil thins and something ancient wakes up within you. If this is what awakening really feels like, subscribe and tap the bell. Then what else have we been calling sleep? Then, something cracks deeper. You realize your life was never really yours. It was a script, written by society, family, religion, culture. And now, every role you've played starts to feel like a costume. You feel betrayed, not by others, but by the illusion you unconsciously agreed to live in. This is the identity crisis no one warns you about. You look at your past and wonder who that person even was. You feel disconnected from your old friends, your habits, your goals. Even your voice sounds unfamiliar. It's as if you're watching your life from the outside, and nothing fits anymore. You grieve, but it's not a grief for someone who died. It's grief for the version of you that never truly lived. You're shedding skins, and for a while you walk through the world like a ghost, invisible, unsure, yet oddly alive in a way you've never known before. This is the fourth stage, existential collapse. It feels like everything is falling apart, but it's actually falling into place. And just when you think it's all over, something shifts. Not suddenly, but subtly, like a whisper. You stop looking for answers outside. You start listening inward. The world that felt fake starts revealing layers of truth you never noticed before. Synchronicities become guidance, not coincidence. You stop chasing and start attracting. People leave your life, but others arrive who feel like soul allies. You no longer crave validation. You crave alignment. Instead of performing who you think you should be, you start becoming who you truly are. It's not all light and bliss, far from it. But now the darkness has context. You begin to trust the process. You realize the breakdown was necessary. That ego death wasn't punishment, it was permission. Permission to rebuild yourself without the lies. This is the fifth hidden stage. Spiritual shift. It's the quiet return of your soul, not loud, not dramatic, but real. As the dust settles, you begin to rebuild, not from memory, but from essence. You no longer ask, "Who am I supposed to be?" Instead, you feel into what resonates. Your choices shift from reactive to intuitive. You begin to notice beauty again, in silence, in breath, in the spaces between. There's still pain, but now it moves through you, not into you. You let go faster. You forgive easier. You begin to parent your inner child instead of judging them. Meditation isn't something you do, it's the way you live. You stop trying to heal to become normal and realize normal was the sickness all along. You no longer seek spiritual highs. You want integration. You want peace that doesn't flee when things go wrong. You start anchoring yourself in truth, in presence, in now. Not to escape, but to return. This is the sixth hidden stage. The integration of light. Not the end of the journey, but the beginning of walking it. Now comes the quiet revolution, awareness. Not the flashy kind that shouts in mantras or posts, but the type that notices your breath when you're about to react. The kind that sees old patterns not as enemies, but as invitations to pause. You become less interested in being right, more interested in being real. You start choosing stillness over noise, solitude over distraction. Instead of filling every gap with content, you let silence teach you. Your identity no longer clings to titles or roles. You're not the job, the belief, the relationship. You are the space between all of them. You recognize that the external world doesn't define your worth. It mirrors your inner state. You learn to respond instead of react. You question more gently, observe more deeply, love more bravely. Life becomes less about getting somewhere and more about being fully here. This is the seventh stage, the rise of awareness. When truth is no longer something you chase, it's something you become. Maybe this journey was never about becoming someone new. Maybe it was always about remembering who you've been beneath the noise. You're not broken, you're not behind, you're not late. You're just returning to yourself, to truth, to a silence that was always waiting. You start to see that healing isn't linear, and awakening isn't a destination. There's no final form, only deeper layers, only more honest versions of who you really are. The old illusions might return, but now you see through them. The chaos may come back, but you no longer fear it. You've met yourself in the dark, and that changes everything. These 5 hidden stages aren't rules, they're reminders. You're not here to master them. You're here to live through them, feel them, and let them shape the fire in you. Every breakdown was a breaking open. Every fall was a falling into something more real. So the question is no longer, how do I awaken? The real question is, now that I'm awake, how do I live? What if the real awakening isn't waking up at all, but remembering we were never asleep?